You are now tuned in to the freshest, the dopest, the one and only www.diggindaily.com. This is the Way Radio, broadcasting live from Northeast Los Angeles, live from LA HOTBOX Studios. Boxer, what up? As always, we got special guests live in studio. Today is no exception. I will let our featured interviewee introduce herself, but who we got in studio today?
My name is Elaine, other known as the Tinygirl, Vinylera, from Sisters of Soul.
Welcome. We appreciate you coming through today. So for those that don't know and those that need to know, who is Tinygirl Vinylera?
I'm just a girl who loves music. I've always loved music since I was a little girl. Had just, I love the scene. Love the scene.
Yeah.
Love the music. I love collecting. I love meeting new people that also have the same passion as I do.
So let me ask you this: you've been in the scene for a while. Talk about your introduction to the scene of record collecting and soul.
Well, I've always bought records since I was little, but I got introduced. I started running around with people from the soul scene maybe like in 2011.
Okay.
And most of them, I hung around with a lot of their wives or girlfriends at the time.
Okay.
And I learned how to collect from the OGs, Mike Noriega, George Miller Jr.
Nice.
From Gangsters of Harmony, Rene Rulas, South Central Soul.
Nice.
Those are the people that I ran with. Danny Gascon, Lone Soul Sounds, which is my guy.
Nice.
And, at the 626 Soul, there's, just a lot of people. And through them, I've met a lot of people. But when late nights, when we used to hang out, either at George's house or Mike's house, we would all hang out and they would shop. I call it shop talk, or I would call it Vinyl 101, because all they would talk about is music. To this day, when we all hang out, all they talk about is music, records, and I've learned a lot from mainly Mike and George.
Okay.
I learned the proper way of collecting, labeling. I learned the veneers of soul music. And the different style of soul music, and I'm still learning from them.
Yeah.
And then there's so much music, but my favorite, I guess, of all is doo-wop. I'm a doo-wopetta. I love doo-wop.
Okay.
That's my first love in music. Before the soul, I love doo-wop.
So let me ask you this: you were influenced, or you got knowledge from a lot of the originators in the soul game.
Yes.
What was it like to be like a fly on the wall during those conversations for you?
I loved it. I mean, basically, I hung around with, the girls, because I'm not one to like step on anybody else's toes. Any other females' toes, like when they have their husbands or their boyfriends there.
Yeah.
I have respect and class in that sense. But through the years, I'm still close with all the girls that I ran with back then, and whether they're with their exes or not, and I still continue to sit, at the tables with some of them and just listen to all the information. That was like a sponge, just listening and grasping everything that
it's a beautiful
they
feeling,
had.
right?
Yes, it's very exciting, exciting to learn.
Yeah.
Like I never knew there was so much in like pressing and labels and pricing, and if I ever have a question about a record and a label, like George Miller is the first one that I call, and he always replies. George,
Nice.
Who sings this? George, is this first pressing, second pressing? If I can get a hold of George, I'll call Mike.
Nice.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: when did you make the transformation into actually like showcasing your vinyl and playing it for people?
Well, I started collecting more mid-tempo, up-tempo doo-wop.
Uh-huh.
And I have pretty good collection, I think. And my boyfriend was always, which is Danny Gascon Lorenzo Sounds, he was always telling people, oh, she has bad collection. She has a bad collection. So one day, Santana from Santana Soul Radio asked me to come and spin for him, which I used to spin at my house because me, George, and Danny we had a house together.
Okay.
And they had turntables there, so I kind of like knew the tables, but not really.
Okay.
But my first debut was going live on Santana Soul Radio.
Nice.
And I got a lot of positive reviews, and I've just been on the tables ever since.
So let me ask you this. What was it like the first time? Because not many people have the opportunity when they premiere themselves to be on a platform like that. What was going through your mind during that process?
I was very nervous. I didn't know what I was going to play. I just know what I like. And I just played what I liked. And I got a lot of positive reviews by it.
As a DJ, isn't that the beauty of being a DJ? Or even when you're playing your collection, it's like you do want to, there is a part of you that wants to play to get the crowd happy, but the fact that you control what you're playing.
Yes.
For me, it's always up like, you know what, this is what I like, so you're going to listen to what I'm going to play.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guys always say no dedications, because a lot of times we don't have what they want, you know, because we collect rare. Everything we have is like rare soul, rare doo-wop, you know, and so it's different from common.
Yeah.
But we do collect common too, but you know.
Got it.
But basically, you know, we all have our own ear, and everybody brings their own sets to the table, and everybody's always saying, "Oh, I didn't like my set," but actually, everybody's sets are awesome. It's just, you know, different flavor.
Yeah. How did you get your name, Tinygirl?
Well, I got my nickname Tiny when I was in 3rd grade. Me and my cousin and you know, a bunch of us friends decided that we should have nicknames.
Yeah.
So I was a skinny, tiny little thing.
Okay.
So all my life until I had my last son, which at 32, that's when I gained weight. But I've always kept the name Tiny. In fact, half of my friends don't even know me by my real name.
That's, you know what, I think the beauty of being a DJ is that people don't really know your real name, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that about being a DJ. They're like, oh, that's Show Enough, or that's Tiny. It's like, that's right, that's who I am.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: in your collection, if you could measure it up, because I know 45s are different than 12 inches, but how many crates you sitting on when it comes to vinyl?
I have about 4 boxes at home. Ooh, and then I have a box, and I have 2 boxes and a stack at my mom's house that I need to go get, but I haven't yet.
Nice.
And yeah, and I still have a little stack at my daughter's house. Like, they're all over.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: having all those records, how do you know what you're gonna spin, when you're gonna spin, whenever you're gonna spin?
I know my ear.
Word.
You know, right. and I love what I play and what I bring to the table, and so whether it's doo-wop or up tempo, it's like I know what I like. Yeah. So that's what I play.
So this next question, being in the room when you were with all the other DJs you mentioned, which was predominantly men, being the female that steps up to the plate and you're gonna start playing vinyl, what was the expectation you had? Were you trying to impress them with what you were playing, or were you just like, you know what, I'm fucking Tinygirl, I'm gonna come to the table, this is what I'm bringing to the table, type of a thing? No,
I don't really try to impress them, because everybody's ear is different.
Yeah.
I just know what I like, and usually I get a lot of compliments with what I play with, even by some of the big collectors. You know, they like what I play. So, you know, I mean, that gives me that makes me happy. You know, nice. Or gives me props. You know, but at the same time, I just do what I know what I like to do, and that's playing music. And I listen to my own ear.
Nice. Let me ask you this: how did you link up with the Sisters of Soul?
Well, I used to follow China as China's Oldies on social media. She was living in Arizona at the time.
Okay, she did not say that.
Yeah, well, she had on Facebook. She had a website, you know, on Facebook called China's Oldies, and she would play nothing but music.
Oh,
So
okay.
we already had that in common. And one day I was at a bar where people were playing, and she was there with her cousin. And I looked at her, and she looked at me, and we are like, hey, and that was it.
Nice.
We got really close. She says, I want to do what you're doing. So I go, I'm going to introduce you to the right people. Because there's a lot of people in this game, that, I don't know, they don't teach you right.
Yeah.
And I introduced her to a lot of different people. And I got her first box. I got, when she first started collecting, I bought one of her. I'm always giving her records. I give Daisy records. We give each other records. Here,
Yeah.
I got this for you. I got this for you. And we just became really close, best friends. Now, it's been 4 years already, and I met Daisy. I met Daisy a while back, maybe about 2-3 years ago as well, and she had the love of music. But it turned out that Daisy was. Knew my daughter-in-law, and me and Daisy just hit it off real good.
Nice.
Who also became one of my best friends, So Sisters of Soul came about, as the girls said. We were at a car show, and I had some of the guys. Hey, could you guys do a car show for us? We're trying to give back. It was Halloween.
Yeah.
And they, oh no, we're busy. And I was like, you know what? We got records. We can do this.
Yeah.
I called Daisy. Daisy goes, I just got turntables. I called China. Says, I got a speaker. Says, okay, let's do this. And from then on, that's when we got girls together.
Nice.
And some, like the girls had mentioned before, a lot of people were coming up to us. Well, who are you guys? Well, who are you guys? So me and Daisy and China came up with the term, the name,
Nice.
three Sisters of Soul.
Nice. And then, if you could say your contribution to the crew, what's your contribution to the crew?
Music. We all just share music.
Word.
We all share music. We all have the knowledge of music. We collaborate with each other all the time on different veneers. What do you think about this? What do you think about that?
Yeah.
We're just like one.
Yeah.
Like we're like just the three of us are like one, two, and together.
So if you could say the future of Sisters of Soul, what would be your interpretation of that?
Well, I'm hoping through our music and us collaborating with other females that spin as well, that we're giving, or we're trying to empower other women that are beginners or some that have already been in the game to come and share their music with us.
Yeah.
We're friendly, spiritual, the three of us together,
Nice.
And this is what I'm hoping other people, will see in us, because people will think, oh, well, how come you didn't call yourself three homegirls or so? I go, because we're all not from neighborhoods,
Yeah.
and well, how come you didn't call yourself this? It's like, no, three sisters is good, because sisters is more family orientated.
Damn, there it is right there. That's facts right there. That's beautiful. If you've been in the industry, you've been in the game for a long time. What's the future do you feel holds for you in this game?
I just, for me, I'm just hoping that we could get the Sisters of Soul off the ground, as well as, all of us, flourish individually as well.
Nice. Damn, that's beautiful. I've always wanted, as a DJ, I've always wanted to be part of a crew where you promote the crew, but individually you want success for everybody. And it seems like in a lot of crews, that's not what it is. It's either one or the other. And the fact that you said, like, I want my sisters to blow up, but I want the crew to blow up. That's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, we
beautiful.
support each other. Sometimes we could make it, sometimes we can't, because we are Sisters of Soul.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we also are individual DJs where they get asked to DJ, and we try to go, whether it's for support. We support one another, and that's what sisters do. We support one another no matter what.
Nice. And then earlier you mentioned that there was a right way and a wrong way to be taught on, I guess, the soul scene. What are some of the wrong things that people interpret as it being right? If you could share that.
Well, I remember a time there was someone said that they just loved music, so they just buy records. But as a collector, it's different. You don't go to a coin collecting seminar and go with the 2024 coin and say it's rare.
Yeah.
Or a stamp. These are records that are rare.
Yeah.
And you could buy the same record for $5 that is a reissue, or don't get me wrong, I have reissue and I have second press.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can no longer get the original.
Yeah.
So I'll settle for what I can get until I can get the original.
Damn, message.
Yes.
Oh, we got a real vinyl collector in this motherfucker right here. Let me get a round of applause. Yes. We could talk all day. Could talk all day. Let me ask you this, Tiny. Being a DJ, or I don't know, what's the difference between a DJ and a record collector who plays vinyl, in your opinion?
Well, there's different types of DJs. I prefer vinyl because that's where it originated from.
Yeah.
Vinyl, Yes. I prefer doo-wop because I tell people, if you are going to collect soul or any other type of music, everything originated from doo-wop.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to understand the music. You have to, in order to pursue different venues in the music in the music industry. Like there's different types of soul.
Yeah. If you could say you're gonna leave a legacy in this game, what's your legacy gonna be?
Just that, I was a good person. I was a person of faith, a person who's always trying to help and teach other people as I was taught.
Nice. I'm a hip hop purist, and in my purism, I guess if that's a word. I for a long time I was 100%. It has to be vinyl. It has to be vinyl. But then, in my years of DJing, because I do everything. I used to do everything. I used to do backyards, quinceañeras, fucking weddings, and all that. And in that transition, I realized that it didn't make sense to lug my records everywhere, because it's the wear and tear of the vinyl. In what you're doing, is there ever gonna be a transition to digital, or the purist mentality of like, nah, it has to be vinyl?
Nope. For me, it has to be vinyl.
That's what's up.
Everything's better on vinyl.
And yes, facts. Message.
Hello.
Before we close out this interview, Tiny, real quick, any shout outs you want to give before we close out this interview?
I would maybe give a shout out to the people who helped me, which is, the people like I run with. George Miller Jr., my boyfriend Danny, Low and Soul Sounds, the Sappy Soul, Suavecita Soul, Mike Noriega, Serrano. Those are the people that I learned from. George Miller Jr., Mike Noriega, my sisters China, Daisy. I have Purple Soul Madness, who's also a female collector. She has some dope music, and there's some females in the game that I could look up to,
Nice. And then you are gonna drop a set for us right here at digitdaily.com. What can we expect in your set?
I think what I like most, a little bit of up-tempo and a little bit of doo-wop.
Word up. Before we close out, I just want to say thank you, Tinygirl. I appreciate your dedication to the culture. I appreciate your dedication to the purist of vinyl collecting and playing vinyl, and your opinion. We could go a lot longer on this interview, but because we have limited time today, I would love to have you come back and just shoot the shit with us about vinyl collecting, and just have that conversation, because I think a lot of people don't understand the art of collecting sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm still learning myself.
Damn.
Any questions? I mean, it's a constant. I'm constantly in school, I should say.
Yeah.
From listening or learning about the different, what different states and what different, collaborations have to offer, or what they bring,
Nice. Nice.
So I'm still learning myself. So
We're always learning.
yes.
And today I learned about Sisters of Soul right here on diggingdaily.com.
That's right. Sisters of Soul in the house.
That's what's up. I want to say thank you very much for coming through. Make sure you guys cop the set. The set will be available on www.diggingdaily.com. Look at the website. We're constantly updating it. But make sure you guys check it out. Once again, this is The Way Radio, broadcasting live from Northeast Los Angeles. As always, we got special guests in studio. Sisters of Soul. Interviews. Mix sets. That's what we do right here. Because if you ain't digging daily. We are. And always remember that we are the freshest, we are the dopest, we are the one and only. diggingdaily.com, live from HOTBOX Studios. This has been another episode of This is the Way Radio. Make sure you stay fresh, because you don't got to worry about being fresh. diggingdaily.com. Peace.